What's up, guys? Welcome back to Latination, representing your generation. I'm Jose. In our next story, which sort of goes off the map, features a guy who went from being one of MMA's biggest fans to being the man behind the sport's biggest events. TURI Altavilla paved his own way on becoming one of the top promoters in MMA sports and is now guiding the next generation of fighters in his own school of hard knocks, the U of MMA.
En Acción is brought to you by the U.S. Army. They're strong, then there's Army strong. TURI Altavilla was unexpectedly captivated by the world of MMA long before he began building its premier fighters.
After I graduated from UCLA, I suppose like a lot of college grads, I had no idea what I was going to do with my life. I had this opportunity to work on an MMA show that was out in the San Jacinto desert. And that's when my eyes were opened completely to the sport. I was immersed in this whole MMA world, and I just never looked back.
Having enjoyed a central role in this new sport from the ground up, TURI found himself as a matchmaker turned youngest executive at companies that helped introduce the sport to mainstream America.
I knew how big it was. I ended up becoming their youngest executive. Also became the first non-Japanese that that company had ever hired. I was hired because they wanted to start having events in the U.S.
After proving himself as an executive, TURI was faced with yet another battle.
Back then, people just thought, you know, what are you into? You know, you're such a weirdo, or what's this all about, you know? Everyone associated with MMA, they're like outcasts or something. Then it was just like on the fringes of society, and in some ways, rightfully so. It was important to get it regulated and get it legalized. Now, when I tell people what I do, now they think it's the coolest thing ever.
With years of experience under his belt, TURI put together his own league, and rather than work with the high-profile fighters he was accustomed to, he decided to go back to the sport's grassroots and give up-and-coming fighters a shot.
The U of MMA was born, you know, really embracing fighters, the amateur level. I'm not there to tell them what to do as far as how they want to fight, but as far as everything outside of the cage, I thought that they could really use guidance from someone who had been at the top. And sometimes they're basic things, but they have to hear them. You know, marketability, the ring walk music, nicknames, being on time, making weight. The public speaking skills is a big deal. Part of the reason we decided to call it the U of MMA is because it kind of has a collegiate feel to it in a way, because it's amateur. I want fighters to look back at their time in our organization with the same fondness that they would, you know, had they gone to play football for UCLA. It's inevitable that some of these guys, you're going to see, you know, at the UFC or some big show in a couple years, no one will be more proud than me because, you know, I got to say, hey, we were there at the beginning.